Hello friends, as you can tell by the thumbnail and the title of this video, I wanted to do something a little different with my content this week. In today's video, I wanted to do a roundup. This is my monthly favorites, March foodie favorites. I don't know what the title is going to be just yet, but I figured it would also be a really good opportunity for me to share some of my current go-tos when it comes to certain categories of food. This is something that I'm hoping you find helpful or you find that it inspires you to try something new. Let's see, where do I want to start first? I have been talking about this vegetable quite a bit and I've shared it on just about all my platforms. I'm on Instagram and TikTok as well as YouTube. The first one is beets. I've always been a fan of beets. I would go to a restaurant with like friends or with my husband or with family, and if they don't like the beets, I will honestly just eat them off of their plate. And I've just gotten into cooking them myself, but when I do buy them from the grocery store, I get the brand Love Beets. This is what the brand looks like, but it's empty because I ate them. But I do have some beets that I roasted myself, and I'm going to use them to make a sandwich for lunch today. I have just enjoyed these on toast, with salads, with loaded baked potatoes. I've enjoyed them on sandwiches. They also have a lot of benefits, and I just like pulled up some right here. They're packed with antioxidants. They help improve exercise performance, cognitive function, immune system support, digestive health, bone health. They're anti-inflammatory. So I'm glad that I actually enjoy the taste of beets because they are so good for you. And I would just encourage you, if you have not tried beets, give them a try. So that's the first item. And the second item is goji berries. I've been loving adding goji berries to my teas. I make this hibiscus and goji berry tea. I add in a little bit of dairy-free milk and a sweetener. Y'all, it is so good. Ugh. They're so good. But I like adding these to my teas because they provide a natural sweetness to the tea. It's a mild sweetness, so it's not too overpowering. Once I finish drinking the tea, I'll just go ahead and I'll eat the goji berries. They're so delicious. And these are also really good for you. They have calcium, iron. They have 15% of the daily value of iron that you need, daily recommended value of iron. And then they have potassium and a lot of vitamin A. I've seen instances where people have used these in granola. You can add them on top of yogurt bowls, in smoothies, the list goes on. Let's see, what I want to do now. Oh, pasta. My husband and I have been running through pasta, but I have been a bit particular on the type of pasta that we're using. Honestly, 9 times out of 10 when I'm sharing pasta in my videos, this is the brand of pasta that I'm using. It's the Brahmi brand of pasta. I typically pick mine up at either Whole Foods or I order it in bulk from Amazon. But I like it because it's only 2 ingredients. So it has durum wheat and lupini beans. The recommended servings that they have on here, so 2 ounces you get 12 grams of protein, and 3.5 ounces you get 21 grams of protein. But yeah, I really like the quality of this brand. I like the taste of it because, you know, sometimes protein pasta can be a miss, but this is really a hit, and it honestly tastes like regular pasta. And it also has a lot of fiber from the lupini beans. This next one is yogurt. I have a handful of yogurt brands that I go to, but if I want something that is high protein, I'm getting this Icelandic Provision. This is their oat milk yogurt, and this one is a peach flavor. I'm only showing the peach flavor because I finished off the mango one that I had, but y'all, that mango, I think it's mango and passion fruit, so delicious. Oh, and it's like 12 grams of protein per serving. I've been using this one for a while now, but I discovered the mango flavor in March. Y'all, I'm hooked. Something else that I have been loving for the month of March. Historically, I was not a huge fan of the taste of it on its own, but I started adding it to recipes, and I ran through my little, I don't know if you call this a jar. This is tahini, and it's made up of ground sesame seeds. It's very nutrient dense. So it also has iron, calcium, and potassium. Taste-wise, it has a very nutty taste. You have to add this to, in my opinion, and based off of how I enjoy it, you have to add this to stuff, but it adds a nice healthy fat to your meals, and it adds a nice creaminess to it as well. I'm trying to think, how have I used this in the past? I've used it to make, I think I've used it as a Caesar salad dressing base. I have also used it in this miso tahini lentil and veggie soup. That soup is so good. I'll have the video pop up somewhere here. It is so delicious. Oh my gosh. How else did I use this? I feel like I just used this. Oh, I just made like a simple miso tahini dressing that I drizzled on top of a soup. I also added it to this tofu bacon bits and spring green pasta salad. I've also used it for just to drizzle on top of a roasted veggie bowl. But I've been loving tahini and I'm pleasantly surprised. That's one thing I have noticed since switching to a plant-based diet, or just maybe maturing and trying new things, is that my taste buds are expanding and maturing. Next up, this was a TikTok find. I came across the brand Flora. This is what it looks like. I've also shown this in a previous video. This is a fruit crush bar that's high in fiber. I don't necessarily have much of a concern adding fiber to my diet, but when I do want a snack and I want the snack to keep me satiated, I'm like, why not make it a snack that I enjoy the taste of it, and that's also good for me, and it also has good ingredients, you know? So this one has 13 grams of fiber, and it says it comes from 12 different plants. And I just like to keep one in my purse, especially if I'm out on the go. I'm down to probably my last 2 or 3, and I'm going to re-up because I think it's just a nice little snack to have at home. So for this next one, you're either going to like it or you're gonna hate it, but I love it. And it's a seaweed salad, fermented seaweed salad. I honestly started, like, I've always enjoyed seaweed and seaweed salads, but I specifically started eating this more often because after meeting with my naturopathic doctor, we were just talking about what I need to be doing for hormone health and just thinking of my future self, and eating more iodine-rich foods was something that we talked about. I'll just grab a couple forkfuls and just eat it before I eat a meal. And I do also like that it's fermented, which provides good probiotics for the gut. Oh, dates. I have been loving dates. Now, don't get me wrong, I have had dates. It's not specific to the month of March. However, this month I really started eating them more frequently, and I was making this date dessert or date snack just for when I wanted something sweet after dinner, because you know, sometimes you gotta just have a little something sweet, right? And what I would do is I would take a date and I would stuff it with almond butter and a few chocolate chunks, and I would sprinkle some flaky salt on top. Oh my gosh, y'all, it was so delicious. And at one point I would prep some for the week so I could have like 1 or 2 after dinner. That has been my cheat code whenever I want something sweet and I don't want to resort to like a bunch of ice cream. And don't get me wrong, your girl loves some ice cream, dairy free of course. If I want a dessert that is nutrient dense, because dates have a decent amount of fiber in them, potassium, calcium, and iron. They're also really good to eat before bed because they naturally help your body to relax. And they also help with your digestive system. So, I mean, I know a lot of what I'm talking about is, okay, this stuff is good for you, but it also tastes good. That's my thing. I don't enjoy eating things that don't taste good, even if they're good for me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I just want to make sure I make that very, very clear. But anyway, back to these dates. If I ever just want something sweet, these will get the job done. Okay, I have two more. This one is blue spirulina, and I've had blue spirulina in my pantry for a while, but I would say in March I started to use it more consistently, as with almost everything else that I've shared in this video. The reason why I picked up blue spirulina, and by pick up I mean to start consuming more of it, is that I learned that blue spirulina helps with iron absorption. Something that I found out after working with my naturopathic doctor is that I gotta focus on getting more iron in my diet. And so I've been being mindful of the foods that I eat, foods that are rich in iron, foods that pair well with iron, so anything vitamin C. And I've also been being mindful of foods that prohibit the absorption of iron, which we'll have to talk about that another day. So I've been switching over to making these blue spirulina lattes, and I also add the blue spirulina to chia seed pudding. Now, in the chia seed pudding, you can't really taste it. Like, it really doesn't, you can't even smell anything. I'm down to the last little bit, look at that. Like, it's practically empty and it's time for me to re-up. But yeah, taste wise, you don't really taste much. But again, I love making blue spirulina lattes or even to chia seed pudding. You could also add this to smoothies, and I've also added it to protein shakes. But yeah, blue spirulina, I've been using it more frequently, and it's time for me to re-up as well. Okay, this very last one. This was a cheese. I may have had this brand of cheese in the past. I just cannot remember, but I went to a winery with some of my girlfriends and we had a charcuterie board. The beautiful thing about this winery is that they also had plant-based cheese. And I was like, oh my gosh, this cheese is so good. I have to order some to keep at the house. This is the brand of cheese. So it's Rebel cheese. This one is the tomato herb fromage. The brie cheese is really, really good. I also have their Parmesan and the sharp cheddar one. I really like the ingredients. So for example, this one has cashews, coconut oil, coconut milk, lemon juice, water, sun-dried tomatoes, garlic, nutritional yeast, olive oil, basil, oregano, salt, and thyme. And all of their cheeses have ingredients such as this one, which is why I was even more encouraged to try it. Can I make this at home? Probably. Can you make it at home? Probably. But sometimes you just want to treat yourself. And this is my treat yourself moment. I've added their Parmesan cheese to some miso butter pasta, which was so delicious. I made this snack box when I traveled recently, and it was adult lunchable snack box. And I added some of the pepper jack cheese and the sharp cheddar cheese into the box, and I thought that was so good. And then I made a snack plate a while ago where I added some of the brie cheese. My husband and I, we always used to make we either would make these or we would get them when we went out to eat. This was before I was plant-based, but we would get charcuterie boards or make charcuterie boards and try different cheeses. That was just our thing to do. And before I actually bought this brand, that was something that my husband said that he missed us being able to do, is making charcuterie boards at home. So I'm really glad that I came across this brand because now we get to do that again. And yeah, there are some vegan cheese brands that are out there that I could possibly do that with, but these just hit different, and I also like the ingredients. But yeah, so those are my March foodie favorites. In the description box, I have a link to a page that includes everything that I shared in this video in case you want to order them, screenshot them, or to just do additional research on your own. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that it inspired or encouraged you to just try something new. And I also want to do this more often. I'm debating expanding it from just food to including books that I'm reading, music that I'm listening to, hobbies that I picked up, makeup or skincare. So let me know what you think about that. But yeah, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.